Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Mr. Sniffen's geometry class. Today we're going to be talking about our Unit 5 quiz, or how to retake it if you weren't too happy with your score. I figured as we come into our new school year, many of you are asking on our feedback form that you guys filled out, an opportunity to do retakes or having opportunities to kind of like go over more questions. That a good idea that we might be able to implement in terms of our digital online class is this ability to retake our quizzes. So let's take a look at kind of how we're going to be able to do this. So this opportunity is going to be afforded to those who scored originally less than a 75 on the quiz. If you're looking at Jupiter, you might have seen your grade entered in out of 9 points total. 75 would be equivalent to a 6.75. So for anyone who scored below a 6.75, anyone who got below a 75 is going to be able to retake this quiz and earn up to a 6.75. The way that you're going to go about doing this is in a couple steps here. We have the Google form posted once again for the quiz itself. You're going to be able to retake that, fill it out. There's a new document which is going to require you to show your work. So I can actually go through and see and modify and give additional feedback as well for you too. This is going to be due by Saturday morning. So you have 3 days to kind of do this retake. Shouldn't take you too long, especially if you already have your notes from the original test, original quiz. You can kind of see where you made your mistakes, compare, contrast, and go on from there. So we're just going to go over a couple things here just so we're all set up on the same page. So on Google Classroom, you're going to see an assignment listed for today about your retake for the quiz. On there, there's going to be 2 documents posted. The first one is called the Retake Unit 5 quiz for our quadrilateral section. Same exact quiz. All this, the only thing that's modified is it has a new due date listed on it, essentially. What I'd like for you to do is to enter in all of your answers on that new form. I'm going to use that to update your grade, but it's also going to be in tangent with you showing your work. From here, what I would like for you to be able to do, enter in your answers as normally, but what you'll see is in your email, you should receive back this morning a copy of your original exam. What I did is on all of the exams, I provided feedback on all of the questions. So what you'll see is for most of the multiple choice questions, I gave an explanation in terms of like how to go about doing it, little tips and tricks and things like that. In addition to it, for all the answers where you filled in an answer, I provided a nice long automatic explanation for all of you, and then I also critiqued many of your answers, particularly on your parallelogram question, your last question. So take a look at the feedback form that was already sent back to you, that should be in your email, provides you all the answers essentially to the exam, but the way that we're going to go about verifying that you're actually like going ahead and doing this, getting that practice instead of just regurgitating answers, is on Google Classroom, there's also another document. That second document is called your Unit 5 Quiz Retake Work Submission document. And what that's going to allow you to do is essentially just to pop in copies of your work directly into this form, into this document, which is going to allow Mr. Rieger and myself to take a look at it, go through, try and critique, see where clarity needs to be, given in addition to. So what you'll be able to do with this second document, similar to one of our unit notes packet type of deals, all that you're going to be doing is essentially taking a picture, preferably with a smartphone or your Google Chromebook. Take a picture of your notebook, kind of your different questions that you've done, and insert it into a document. That's going to allow myself to go through, or Mr. Rieger to go through, kind of see your answers and things like that, kind of get a good idea of where you're at personally. To do the retake, you have to do both documents. So you have to actually retake all the questions, insert your answers, but then you have to show your work. Without showing your work, you're not going to get any credit. So please do both. Separate from that, of course, if you have questions, you can always ask. On the document, though, there's a set of directions which I think are pretty explanatory. It's just asking you to write your name on each page that you have to end up taking a picture of. Please make sure your picture is legible. And on your picture, you can have multiple questions written down. That's perfectly fine. You can just, take an overview of the whole page. But please make sure your questions are labeled so I know what I'm looking at. And please box in your answers. So just like if we were taking a test or quiz in class, kind of follow the same procedures. Separate from that, if you need help, need assistance, there are directions on how to insert stuff into the document, but also just Google search, insert photos into Google Docs online. You got 1,000,001 different ways on how to do it. As always, if you have questions on the quiz itself, please feel free to message back. It won't be a problem at all. But just as a reminder, you have till Saturday morning to complete this. So it shouldn't take you too long. It's your second go about it. Shouldn't take you too long if you already have your notes. But please make sure to look at that feedback Mr. Rieger and I gave you on all those questions, and that'll go a long way in terms of helping you out. If you do have questions, though, please feel free to email me. All right, well, have a nice day, everyone. Stay safe and wash your hands and wear a mask. Bye.